Hi everyone, Madonna and Joy. She hasn't been in for a few weeks because of radiation and
Shit on the liver.
SOL. Yeah. So you've probably seen on the news, Queensland's pretty fantastic when it comes to our low rates. So my insurance and association, and we don't need to wear the gloves and the masks anymore, which is fantastic.
Isn't it?
There's been no one out your way either, has there? There's just
There has been nobody in Beaudesert at all.
Yeah.
They think there were 2 people in Jimbooma, but they were out. They were out ones that just went in.
Yeah. And people only pretty much coming back from overseas. We really haven't had the whole person-to-person outbreaks that they've been seeing elsewhere, potentially, in the
So
world.
basically, you know,
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
from where I live and for at least 30 kilometres towards Brisbane, there's just been that one person, and they basically got that person and the child immediately, and none of the other people that those 2 people mixed with got anything. So, yeah, it really is good.
So we've been... anyway, so Joy's been having radiation. She's also had an MRI scan for the right hip, sort of checking out to see what's going on there. Right hip and left knee, or just the left knee?
Just the left knee to see if I've got cancer in it.
I thought they were doing that to the right hip.
No, that's bursitis.
Oh, well, I always thought it was bad. Okay. Really? Left knee. Interesting.
Yes.
You'll be the first person I know to have had knee cancer.
I'm not having it. Be positive, woman.
I've got a couple of blue stickers here. Areas that are quite sensitive, so that just gives me a mental note not to go tap a tap a tap on areas. So it's a good, I think I'll use this in the future for people.
I reckon all you people out there probably think she's just a bloody bit of a perv.
They can't see where the dots are. Hold up for me. Given there's been some breast cancer, that's a bit of a hint. Okay, hold. Yeah, right. So obviously that's working without me pulling on the foot, which says yes, no doubt you're still running on adrenaline. So the whole stress thing's still running rampant.
Right.
And I'm sure it's heaps of fun coming into Brisbane 5 days a week to have treatments at the moment.
I love the peak hour traffic, and we have so many. I reckon we go through at least 7 to 10 kilometres of roadworks where you got to go as slow as a bloody snail on drugs.
I remember when we went to India. What hurt? What? Is that heartburn? What did I do? Nothing?
You didn't do anything.
Okay.
But I keep getting these ephemeral pains, and that one went from there to there.
Okay.
I can't tell you why these things happen. They just happen, and they...
Does it feel like nerve or bone or muscle?
It felt just... It probably was more towards the inside of the bone. If it was the bone, it would have been the inside of the bone or the meat on the inside of my arm.
Right. So like when you had that injection after the chemotherapy that caused bone pain?
No, it wasn't that. This was... I keep getting... That one, it's mostly I get them in my armpit and my tit.
Yeah. So it's the lymphatics.
The doctors and nurses said it was part of the healing process, but you get sick of it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden sort of jerking forward with a bloody terrible look on your face. So people think you're going to die when it's just a pain that's going to be definitely gone inside of about 30 seconds. But the pain is quite intense.
Yes. And then it doesn't last very long.
No.
Okay.
By the time I got over moving and putting my face on and upsetting you, it had gone.
I'll try to ignore your face then.
You deal. Just try it.
So there is some fear energy stuck in that sort of energy. So just,
Is that fear energy?
There is some, this one here is. So this is fear, threat, danger. Because of course when we're getting new pains, it's one of those things, isn't it?
What the... It's that.
Exactly. Nothing worse when you've been in chronic pain anyway. To have a new pain, it's like the nervous system just goes, really? Come on. What are you doing? And your scalp isn't still sore like after...
Oh, no.
No.
That hasn't been sore. I've just got a cold scalp now. No, the scalp was probably only sore for a week or 10 days.
Okay, good.
And
So
it was
next-
mainly when my hair was falling out in great bunches,
Mm.
but I still didn't expect it to be sore.
And hold. Okay. That's the base chakra. So still not feeling quite grounded, safe, happy, trusting in the universe yet. You'll get there. It's only first stage stress with the base chakra, which is really good. But what it's doing, okay, I'm ignoring her face. What it's doing though is slowing down your serotonin release and releasing acetylcholine. So just two stress hormones, or serotonin's supposed to make you feel safe and secure. You're making it very hard to ignore your face.
Yeah, well, this one is longer. It didn't just piss off.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
And it's there.
Okay.
Oh, but I don't know why.
Mm.
And the nurses and doctors, when I described my pain, I think they'd go look at the ceiling thing.
Yeah. In here? Yeah.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of master lymph nodes in through.
There's also, where was the scar for the
Ah.
armpit? It's somewhere around here too,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember where it was. But it caused that arm to.
And that's partly why I'm just going to give it a little stretch. Stack it in.
Movement wise though, the physios and everybody are thrilled with me, but I think that was probably because I could already move so bloody well beforehand. There's a lot of people my age that are getting nasty things like cancer weren't very bendy to begin with. It's very sooky.
So really lucky you've been doing Pilates and yoga and things for the last few years. You've probably got a lot more flexibility than
Yes.
many people.
And even though it probably for the last 15 years or thereabouts, more or less, I've been doing some sort of exercise at the gym, even though every so often I'll go for 6 years and then drop out for 3. And
Yep.
but it's even though you drop out, or me, I still probably continue to all the things that I set my house up so that some of the things you had to do, if you had to stretch up here,
Yeah.
so I put quite a few things up in that position so that when I use them it might be only once or twice a day that you're having a good stretch.
But you're doing it. And hold. Just need you a fraction higher. Because we've got this high taller and that high lower. I need to have you middle of the way. And you're still okay back there. Yeah, that's amazing. Good
Why?
job.
This is what the physio is saying too. I think, well, yeah, I can do it all, but it hurts all the time. And
yeah.
not from doing it hurts, just from, if you did absolutely nothing, it still hurts.
Yeah. Okay. Lymphatic congestion. And the left side, the cannula, like that's in pain as well, but that's just localized.
It's mainly
It's
here.
more like an irritation.
And this armpit isn't usually hurting like it was earlier.
Okay.
Or maybe this one is just so bad that this one is getting treated like the ugly child.
Yeah.
Or the girl child if it was in some races.
Well, the poor cousin. Yep. All that jazz. Okay. Okay.
And I can tell you that I can't do the Bowen techniques in any way, shape or form on my bloody boobs most of the time because they're
Just too sore.
both of them.
Yeah.
Because I don't have blue spots on in when I get into the shower and take my glass off. Can't put blue spots on there to show me where not to touch.
So you're avoiding it in deference to lack of pain. I'd rather no pain. Yeah.
Well, I don't see that making yourself hurt when you're injured is a smart move.
Mm. So obviously the knee pain is bone pain. Like, is that, so they're thinking it could be bone cancer?
I didn't have a bloody pain in that knee. I never had a pain in my left knee.
Well, that's what's confusing me. So why have they done that then?
When they were doing one of the things to me, and I'm not sure which, they decided I should have a bone scan. It might have been just checking that there were no obvious cancers anywhere in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, and I know that Jimmy tells me I mix everything up, but I'm absolutely certain when they told me where it was, they told me it was near my thigh. It was definitely being me bloody groin and my knee on this side.
Right.
But I'm sure that they first told me it was near my thigh, and that the second time they showed me a picture and said it was near my knee. Well, if you show me a picture of my thigh bones or my knee bones, I wouldn't know which is which, but I expect them to have had the same answer both times. Anyway, if it was really the doctor said it was the one that I was talking to last, reckoned it was near the knee, which I was surprised about because I thought it was near the bloody thigh, because that's what I'd been told the previous time. Because I remember when they said it was near the thigh, I was thinking, I said, well, if it had been near the thigh on my right leg when I fell off the chair on the 27th of December, I said that might have done something to my bone, but it was this leg, not that leg.
Mm.
And this was one that had the big bruise on, so when you fall off a chair and dance over another one, when you a week after you've had surgery, you're not really sure, you could easily, and then land on the floor and stay on the floor for an hour because you couldn't wake your stupid husband up.
What time was it when you did it?
Or maybe midnight. It was
Yeah, right.
the usual time.
As you do.
Anyway.
Bloody husbands.
I just lay on the floor, and then I checked every part of me while I was lying on the floor to make sure that all the bits seemed to be still working. And then I moved onto my side to see if they were still working that way. When I was pretty certain everything was working, I moved onto my tummy, and then I sort of thought, well, that seems to still be all right. So then I got up, sat there for a bit. Anyway, and then I picked up all the nails and things and bits of broken chair and stuck them on top of the chair. As you do.
As you do, absolutely. Oops.
But then when they did the first bone scan, I reckon it was on my left thigh, and I thought, bollocks. Anyway, I don't know why they did it, but they've tested my heart, they've tested every bit of me to make sure that everything was good enough to assault my body with chemo and
Radiation.
and everything else.
Is it tender in there? In those lymph nodes?
Not now, has been. It is whatever
Okay,
there
it
is.
Okay. And what about under the rib cage?
No, that's always bloody tender all my life. My gut has been bloody disagreeable off and on too.
Yeah, okay.
But it's probably stressed.
Massive gut-brain connection.
You've got to look on the bright side. I haven't had headaches. I mean, I never do, but
Did you have the big bad nausea that everyone talks about
what for?
after chemo?
No, I got mine all was in my bones.
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes felt a bit off, but I think on every occasion when I did feel a bit spewy, it was as much pain from either any of the various procedures they've done on me that caused multiple injuries, like putting cannulas into your arm and putting whatever that thing is, portacaths in, and
Yeah.
but you know, I've had some sort of dye injected into me with 3 needles in my tit before the operation to see how the lymph nodes were draining. Twice I've had, and that was somewhat of dye, and then I've had dye injected in twice for the bone scan, and then yesterday I had more dye injected to me for the MRI. So I had 4 doses of dye injected into me in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, the body has taken a fair beating.
It has.
Probably the most times I've driven in Brisbane. I've been in Brisbane like this, but not been many weeks when I didn't have to. Oh, and it was nice having COVID-19. Said that you could go out for hospital appointments, so at least I did get out of the house. Could go more than 50 k's because I had a doctor's appointment, and that was all true.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the shitty bin from getting 1,000.
Well, initially it was just the stay in your suburb. The 50 only kicked in like 2 weeks ago. Before then it was stay in your suburb, except for doctor's appointments.
Yeah, well, so therefore I had doctor's appointments in Brisbane all the time, so I was well and truly out, not in the same suburb. I was bloody 3 shires away,
Yeah.
I suppose, if you count first and last. Desert Logan, Brisbane, that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Scenic Rim, arseholes for changing names. Scenic Rim, Logan, Brisbane.
Sore in there, huh?
Oh, I've had even taken that's
The Arthrex? No.
cramp stuff.
Oh, Fibroplex?
Anyway, sometimes I take Arthrex and sometimes I take Fibroplex.
Yep.
And sometimes I know that I've still got these 3 things I should take, and I can't take any more of them. I've got to go. You know that your tummy is enough pissed off with the world without inflicting anything else on it.
Oh, it'll be the Brock shots and the zeolite that helps to get the radium out.
Zeolite. I've got zeolite.
Yeah.
That's what I just had before.
Yeah.
That one is too.
Mm.
Mind you, I'm a big sook when it comes to all sorts of things. I don't believe that I've ever had one of these massages. They say it when people say they're so relaxing and so gentle, and I don't know if I've ever had one of them. And I've probably had at least 6 different massages at least over the years, maybe.
Do you want a relaxing massage?
I don't know if there's any use.
That's sort of my point. I had a big burly dude in the other day, and I was telling him that Shelby would probably be back doing massage again soon, and he had been coming like fortnightly or something. I'm ignoring your face. And anyway, he said it was always, she's so little, but it's always so excruciating. I was wondering, should I keep coming back? And I said, you know, she can do a relaxation massage. So I'll have to put in his notes. Be gentle, be kind. Funny. But I do tend to agree, for your nerves to recover, you'll feel the nerves. And I've had people over the years, when they're taking zeolite, they actually feel their nerves because the zeolite molecules can be so small
What do you mean, feel their nerves?
as the nerves are detoxing.
It's just detoxing ever since I had an operation.
Potentially. We've had you on lots of, Brock shots, vitamin C, zeolite.
Well, that arm must...
Unigenics wouldn't do it, vitamin D, they're probably the main detoxing agents we've had. Oh, B12? I don't think we've had you on B12, have we?
I think so.
Because B12, do you have any more anaesthetics you have to have?
Eventually, I presume that... I can't imagine they'll take that portacath out with that in it.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
So when they take that out, I imagine so.
Yeah, okay.
But I imagine until they actually take it out, I imagine it's going to continue to hurt, off and on at least.
I wonder if you could get them to do that at the same... If you're planning on doing an endoscopy, I wonder if you could get them to take out the portacath at the same time, so it's only one lot of anaesthetics.
They're two different sorts of doctors.
I know they are, but it's just a question.
I've no idea.
Still got dropsy with the hands.
Yes.
Hold the thumb and pinky together. And the next two. Hold. Next two. Hold. Next two. Hold. Okay, it's okay. What about this way?
It's always...
Hold thumb and together. No, it always unlocks like that. So it's unlocking with your arm around that way, but it's locking with it this way. Hold. Normally that unlocks this way first, but it's only unlocking this way. So it's the radius and ulna. They're jammed. Okay.
Right, I'll take your word for it.
Ouchies, ouchie.
Very ouchies. It feels like you're saying if you can get the flesh off the bones before you cook it.
We watched a Harry Potter movie the other night, the one where Voldemort, slices his arm and takes some of the blood from an enemy. Put it in the soup.
Whose blood did you put in the soup?
Harry Potter's.
Oh, I couldn't remember that bit.
Voldemort must have drank it or something. No, what Voldemort did.
That must have been...
Oh, maybe Voldemort was that little head thing, when he got chucked in. I can't remember.
I just remember all sorts of revolting things when I watched some of it with JB. And I said, how do you think they did that? Because they don't really cut people. I wonder how they did it.
Nice.
And we just went through the whole movie-making process. Anyway, it didn't give him any nightmares or anything. And I said to Jimmy, I was surprised, and he said, good Lord, he said, we went to watch the first one or the second one or something, and he was...
That's better. Hold.
And he was too frightened, so they didn't watch it, and he told me he'd watched it, so I let him. Only I watched one that, we watched one that was, about number 3 or 4 or something. That was far,
Yeah, right.
that was far worse than...
Oops. Can't trust grandmothers.
Can't. They believe their grandchildren. They said, yes, I watched it with Daddy. Then Daddy says, yeah, but we watched it for 3 or 4 5 minutes, and he said it was too scary, so then we watched the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You do need the full story.
You do. You do.
And
So
you
there
don't.
is a bit of truth there.
That's right.
Well, that's your motto. Can't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Everyone, when I ask them questions, they get very angry and want to know if I'm the FBI when I'm only trying to find out if what they said was actually had any truth in it at all.
So thumb to pinky and hold. And hold. This side, no, this one, hold. That one's actually worse than that one, but now let's check face up. Hold. 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 I wonder if you're using your muscles in different ways because it's been...
I am probably, because a lot of, like a 3 litre thing of milk, I pick it up and it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've already got it up, well, you might put it on the bench. But when you pick it up again to put it back, well, you do it with your left arm.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
normally that wouldn't be the arm that was being used.
Yeah.
Ditto, this isn't a blue spot, but try to not use it all the time.
What was that one, an anaesthetic or something?
They stuck a cannula in it to put dye into me yesterday. I think they put water in first.
Who's the blonde curly-headed Mark's brother?
Oh, God.
Well,
One of
the
them.
last anaesthetist that I had looked like the curly blonde Mark's brother.
Who's an anaesthetist?
When I had some dental work done, because
Oh,
I'm so
right.
scared of dentists, so I had the triple whammy of drugs in the arm to allow me to calm down so that they could do what they needed to do.
Right.
But I thought I would... Oh, Harpo.
Ah.
It's hard to look at someone who looks like Harpo and trust them. Especially when they start mentioning the drugs and you go, didn't that one kill Michael Jackson, then another drug? Didn't that one kill Prince? Yeah.
Hmm.
But in the correct combination, apparently they're fine.
Well, I think everything that Michael Jackson and in particular had, he might have had too much of it, but everything he had was quite acceptable.
Yeah, I just don't think doctors are supposed to use anaesthetics to get people asleep. I don't
Right.
think...
Who did we know that died from that? It was in
Oh,
It was in
yeah.
Jimmy's year. He was a friend of ours. He used to come to our house all the time. It was shameful. I can't remember the poor lad's name.
Probably good not to say it anyway.
Well, that's the point. Poor darling. But I was quite shocked at the amount of first year out kids that died that year, and I wouldn't have known except for that year because they were put in charge of someone that had just come out of an operation who may or may not pull through, and when one of them didn't pull through, he blamed himself. And I mean,
No, it's pretty massive. And you can imagine there's a hell of a lot around that going on around the world at the moment with doctors and nurses who, you know, are seeing really sick patients and not feeling like they're really helping. It's pretty dreadful for some of them.
well, I suppose it must be, but if Australia just can't compare it,
No.
nor can New Zealand. Has anyone died in New Zealand?
Yeah. We're both about 5 per million.
Still less than 100 in Australia anyway. All up,
98.
yeah, that's less than 100.
Yeah.
And whereas they're having, I think the last things I've seen, they're having an extra sort of 400 or 500 or 600 every night in England.
And England's numbers per million are about twice that of the USA. If you can trust the numbers. If you can trust the numbers.
But USA is still a lot
Oh,
more.
well under UK with deaths per million.
But it's more. In reality.
Yeah, but they've got, population-wise, they've got the 3rd highest population in the world.
What, after India and China?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And I heard one statistic that
I
if
know
you-
that when we were in China, Shanghai had more population than Australia, but just one city. Beijing was pretty close to the population of Australia. Probably bigger now. Even with the one-child policy.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm going to do a tuning fork combo. So I've just been getting into the lymph in behind there, in around here.
But this bit of bone here
Yep.
is a bit that they think might have cancer on it. And that's meat that's hurting. It's not bone, but it's... And that knee has not been giving me any trouble. And I won't be having it cut off. And then having an implant put in.
Bionic joy.
I think I can do without having... I don't know what they do to... If it was bone cancer, but I'm not having it, so just bear that in mind and make sure that it doesn't happen.
Well, from the immune system perspective, the Ribrax and immunogenics are the two things that boost the immune system to be anti-cancer. The zeolite pulls out the toxins that are known to be carcinogenic, and the Brock shots changes the genes to make you less likely to develop more cancer.
Well, when you muscle test me, we'll know what they're suggesting this week.
Yeah. Except, like you say, you've got plenty of stuff left at home.
But I haven't I haven't been using Vibrax, and I ran out of...
Immunogenics.
The bloody broccoli tasting
Brock
stuff.
shots, yep.
And I haven't got any more probiotics.
Okay.
I've got a full bottle of immunogenics. I think
Okay.
I took the first ones of them last night. I think it was 4 a day, is that right?
Yep, perfect.
And I haven't had any Vibrax since the muscle testing didn't put it on the top
On the list, yep.
Do you listen to classical music? Beethoven-y sort of shit?
Not a heck of a lot, except for the stuff that's on my work 700 songs. What are you thinking?
Look, I know it's probably all right. However, most music is all right, except that most people play it far too loud so that it's offensive by the loudness, not the
Type
stuff.
or, yeah.
When I got out of the MRI, I said to the bloke, it's just like classical music. It's got no bloody tune and it was too loud. That was with the blokes on. I said the only bit of it I understood was when Jackhammer was going.
Oh, was the MRI loud, was it?
It was loud enough so that they put big things like this on you.
So was it like the tube?
Well, they've upgraded it now so that you can see light at the end of the tunnel. I mean,
Okay.
you might only have this much space between you and the roof, so that I was worried that I might actually hit my nose on it, but I did have probably this much.
Yeah.
Your nose the highest bit. And
Do you get claustrophobic?
I've never been in a coffin to check it out.
You have been in a coffin.
I have not. I've only been in the box. I refused to get in the coffin. I only got in the box and checked it out. And I had Sterling and the dog in with me as well.
I knew I'd seen the photo.
Yeah, but it is definitely the box the coffin came in. But everyone's making sure they don't die so they don't get done in put in the pig coffin.
Ignoring your face, ignoring your face. What's that one? The same arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just having a lot more of it today. I don't know why today is just a bad day for it. At some stage, much to my surprise, I've discovered this exact position where you sit to drive your car. It's the exact position that I should sit in front of the TV and everywhere else with the driving wheel in my hands, because that keeps your both arms in exactly the right position so that your armpits, your sore tips and your arms don't actually hurt.
Yeah, right.
You think that's a bit stupid. You're tuning me up to see if I'm attuned to classical music now,
I
are you?
am. So
Bloody
we
hell.
need to do liver and lung. So liver's frustration and anger, lungs grief, guilt, regret. So just see what emotional gear there is associated with that combo. Hackberry. It's a desert flower. I think they're Arizona desert flowers. Yeah, right.
I saw desert flowers in Arizona, but the main things I noticed were those bloody great cactus. You think of a cactus as being, you know, maybe it might get as high as a fence, but they were as high as a bloody 3 or 4 story building.
Yeah,
Huge
right.
things, aren't they?
Let me just ask. Are they the same sort of cactuses we get out west in Queensland?
Christ, no.
Oh.
I mean, they might be the same sort, but the ones in Queensland aren't as big as 3 story buildings. Most of them wouldn't even be as big as 1 story buildings.
Yeah, okay. This is about grief at having been diagnosed with cancer in the first place. Your brain is still pissed off you got diagnosed.
Yeah, I'm pissed off.
And it hasn't let go of it yet.
Well, I have been thankful that I've had cancer so that I could get out of the house every time I go to the PA and get to look at
Looking at the positives.
getting to have a look at roadworks and usually having someone else in the car with me, because you can take a support person, so you
Very
pick up
nice.
someone and take a support person, so you get
Yeah.
prisoner stud, but you know.
I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my judgment that the grieving should be over and my resistance to the grieving process into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively give myself permission to feel and express my grief so that it can be resolved.
My tear ducts aren't connected to my eyes, so I have trouble crying. Once you get them working, of course, you can't turn them off.
I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively transcend my resistance to the grieving process and my judgment that the grieving should be over into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively give myself permission to feel and express my grief so that it can be resolved. Okay, so that's the combination of liver energy, which is about suppressed rage, anger, frustration, and lung energy, which is grief, guilt, regret. Okay, beautiful.
So is that why I walk up a hill and I run out of breath?
It's not going to help. Still something going on in that. Okay, there's something around here. Shimmy, shimmy, Coca Pop. Okay. There you go. Cook like a chook. So another full week of radiation next week, you think?
I've had 3 weeks of 4 days each week for different reasons. First one because I started on a Tuesday. Last week because Monday was a public holiday, and this week because the machine is getting overhauled tomorrow or something.
Yeah, right.
So
Interesting.
so next week I'm having 3 days, and the last 3 weeks have been 4 days, and next week it's 3 days.
Okay.
But I actually thought I was having a full week this week.
Yeah.
I somehow or other mixed that up.
Okay. That didn't hurt you too bad today.
No.
Yay! Bonuses. Thanks, everyone. See you again.